Good morning, everyone. David Atkins, target individual. Okay, so I'm dealing with some. I'm in a new book today. It's John Hall's book, A New Breed: Satellite Terrorism. And the name of this chapter is very interesting. This is some very deep information, especially if you're getting hit with electromagnetic radiation, lasers, or whatever. This dude really covers the topic here. It's called non-lethal weaponry. Yeah, right. First, I'm gonna read a quick Bible verse. And it comes from Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. So we need to be sharpening each other as TIs and building each other up and getting together and stuff. I know that's hard to do with all the perps, but man, these seasoned TIs or, veteran TIs can spot a perp a mile away usually. Well, anyway, I'm going to start this out and, this first part, he always sets the tone. And so if you want to skip further in this thing, it's only going to want one page. And I find it interesting, but you might. But if you want to get in the deep meat of what's going on and all that, you can. All right, here I'm going to start reading. Remember, the imaging allows you to be seen indoors, x-ray based. When we shoot x-rays of patients in surgery, he's a doctor, by the way, the one that wrote this book. He found out his wife was a target and all kinds of stuff, and he was a target. When we shoot x-rays of patients in surgery, we wear lead shields for a reason. X-rays are harmful and a weapon by themselves. Long-term exposure to even low levels of radiation causes deleterious effects on the human body. These include premature aging, vision problems, organ damage, gastrointestinal damage, and cancer. The National Institute of Health website can direct you to some pretty good information on long-term effects of chronic low-level radiation exposure. The criminals and non-criminals using the system would have you believe that the atmosphere absorbs all the radiation before a targeted individual is actually exposed to X-ray imaging. Not true. Firstly, the radiation associated with X-rays is ionizing radiation not readily absorbed by anything. Hence the lead shields we have to wear when shooting a patient's X-ray. Electromagnetic radiation, like solar radiation from the sun, gets partially absorbed by the atmosphere, allowing you to sunburn and not ignite. Secondly, the mechanism of how the imagery and the weapons alike reach the Earth take atmospheric conditions into account. If you're thinking that the rain and cloud cover can keep you safe from satellite surveillance, don't, because it doesn't. And here's why. Uh, the satellite surveillance system creates a channel to the atmosphere through which a payload of goodies gets delivered to Earth. Think of it like Santa coming down unimpeded down a chimney, bringing presents for all the good boys and girls. Only this Santa brings destruction, both physical and psychological. The channel is created by two parallel opposed lasers generated from the satellite itself that burn through the atmosphere, leaving a clear channel between them. This is a standard technology for all communication satellites except for satellite TV. That's why it will mess up during a thunderstorm. Nonetheless, I consider X-ray imaging a weapon, especially when those around you begin getting cancer from exposure to it. The other weapons on the system are straightforward weaponry and not part of anything even remotely related to true surveillance. They include electromagnetic radiation, microwave, laser, ultrasound, particle beam. All are designed to cause bodily injury and incapacitate or destroy electronic systems. I'm going to be brief in explaining those weapons. You need a basic understanding of what they do to understand the rest of the book. For the technologies out there, in-depth description of them can be found at http www.globalsecurity.org or mindjustice.org and a variety of declassified Department of Defense research articles on non-lethal weapons. One of those was mentioned earlier. Of note, in research and development of those weapons, non-lethality was based on limited exposures of test subjects. The criminal element accessing these weapons will be using them 24/7, possibly for years, trying to cause heart attacks, suicide, and cancer. Hardly non-lethal in my book. Electromagnetic radiation is predominantly used to screw with electronics. It's also used to disrupt neural systems in the human body. For example, when exposed, one might experience rhythmical twitching of various muscle groups, numbness or tingling, memory loss, fatigue, or loss of mental acuity. These are all meant to mimic possible physical disorders in the event you're not being verbally or auditory harassed at the same time. The effects on the electrical and electronic systems are more pronounced and rarely seen as abnormal. Many people think they're experiencing electrical problems with their household wiring or a haunting. Examples of these effects include lights turning off and on without touching the switch, cable boxes being fried repeatedly, your car computer shifting your transmission when it shouldn't be, B, in slowing of your computer speed when you're researching the articles I mentioned. The most pronounced evidence of electronic harassment is someone turning the power off and on to your entire home while you hear them tease you about doing it. Microwave energy used as a weapon has actually been in existence for some time. Just as a microwave oven heats the food up, the same is true for the human body when targeted by microwave weapons. The Army, CIA, and NSA have all done exhaustive research on physical damage that can be produced with microwave heating up to including death. The military's active denial systems composed primarily of supposed non-lethal microwave modules in the bioeffects of selected non-lethal weapons. Appendum of some of the effects of microwave heating include disorientation, memory of loss, delirium, convulsions, or death. Of course, microwave weapons are using a beam, so the effects are dependent on the part of your body that's being targeted. A famous criminal use of microwave weaponry is called acute severe like heartburn, vomiting of blood, blood in the stool. These are caused by thermal changes to the cell lining of your stomach, esophagus, or intestines. For those being targeted by criminals using the system, the Army acknowledges the fact that the metallic screen's severe thickness of itself would dissipate most microwave energy weapons. Oh, that's cool. The Army acknowledges the metallic screen, several thicknesses on itself, will dissipate most micro-energy weapons. In studies researching the effects of microwave weapons, the metallic insect screening worked pretty well as a conducive barrier to the efforts. This type of screening can be found at most home improvement stores. Remember when you got your first laser pointer so you could look cool doing your presentation at the office or in the class? The warning on it label said not to point at people's eyes that it could cause damage. Lasers do cause all sort of eye injuries if you're being targeted by criminals using satellite-based lasers. You can best are aiming at your eyes. According to the military research, the effects on your eyes are threefold, and I've been experiencing all this. And a friend of mine has been experiencing all that too, especially in her eyes. They include dazzling, induced glare, loss of night adaptation, or permanent, semi-permanent blinding. Target individuals may complain of eye burning, glare on windows that they may be trying to look through, shadowing on window glass, making it difficult to see out of, an increasing time for the eyes to accumulate the darkness. Myself and others being targeted noticed early on our night vision steadily got worse as we were targeted. If you feel like you're being targeted, get an ophthalmologic exam. Laser injuries to the eye are often permanent and will show up on exam as burns come to the retina. Burns to the cornea and retina. In addition to eye injuries, like lasers also cause thermal damage to tissue in varying degrees depending on the type of laser and how it's pulsed at you. On the skin, you may notice burns, hair loss, depigmentation, markings, demonstration of the geometry of the beam. Long-term exposure to laser lights, whether as a weapon or used as guided systems for non-laser weapons, can also cause skin cancer. It's a wavelength of light and can cause basal cell skin cancer in chronic exposure. Ultrasonic weapons are another modulator that have undergone extensive research for use as a non-lethal weapon. Ultrasonic weapons and microwaves are similar in nature, however, their effects are their effects. Ultrasonic beam approaches the bandwidth of microwaves. They are capable of thermal injury. However, they are mostly used to exert physical pressure. For example, they are mostly used against the human heart muscle. Isostole can be achieved by supplying enough pressure and pulse wave to stop the heart. This pressure wave can be effectively used on the entire human vascular system to, wow, it tried to give me a say to restart my phone now. However, all right, it came across my phone said restart my phone now and I'm in the middle of it. Imagine that. The pressure wave can be effective on the entire human vascular system, retard anyway. The pressure of the blood inside them and they are designed to make them hard to collapse with extrinsic pressure. However, veins have lower pressure, no muscular wall, and very collapsible. Ultrasonic pressure applied both to the inferior vena cava and superior vena cava. The veins return the blood to your heart and cause dizziness and unconsciousness in short order. The heart can only pump the blood it has coming in. When the supply coming in stops, the heart quickly reduces the amount of blood being pumped to the brain and you pass out. This is a favorite method of attack. Criminals using satellite ultrasonic weapons. The symptoms begin with a sensation outside, pressure in your chest or heart, followed by lightheadedness and faintness. The criminals are hoping you'll make the mistake their attack as a heart attack. However, the pressure against your chest feels like it's coming from external source. The same pressure phenomenon can be used to shut down your urethra and bowels, making it difficult to urinate or have a bowel movement. Wow. In September 9th to October 21st, I was in a hospital and I couldn't pee. I had a catheter in. So, wow, that's what they were doing. When used on the head, ultrasonic weapons may cause stupor, sedation, confusion, and runny nose. The worst weapon included in the satellite arsenal is called a particle beam. It consists of a beam of positrons or neutrons directed in a line at a target. I'm no physicist, but declassified descriptions can be found on previously mentioned websites that are scientifically complete. Particle beams were designed to destroy electronics, but were soon found to have a great second use. They also destroy tissue. Upon impact, particle beams liberate X-rays, exposing the targeted subject to radiation. In effects, being struck only once could possibly continue to cause you health problems years down the road. The take-home message on particle beam is that it causes severe pain on impact and may keep hurting you after the physical pain subsides. Some of this is still, I know, hard to believe if you choose to look further into it and research data out there on these weapons. The research and data is out there on the weapons. My descriptions are brief and in no way complete. However, I felt providing the reader with some basic knowledge of the technology is essential in understanding the rest of this book. Any internet or intranet system can be hacked into. The system containing the nation's satellite surveillance and weaponry systems are no different. Non-government affiliated criminals are accessing one of our nation's most secret, terrifying weapons for their own agenda. All these technologies I've mentioned have legitimate research with consenting subjects as guinea pigs. Now armed with the basics, you're ready for the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say. This might read like a sci-fi movie script, but it's a true account. And I figured y'all would like that. That's very deep information. I experience a lot of these things, and I know a bunch of people that do. And especially I feel like they shut my bladder down September 9th, October 21st, because I had a catheter in. Well, actually, October 21st, 17th. So, 4 days before I got out of the hospital, I was able to pee again. But they had to keep taking the catheter out and putting it back in if I couldn't pee. They'd let me try, which, I got so used to a catheter during them 45 days in the hospital, it wasn't nothing to put one in. And that's a shame. But, I was getting hit hard back then. And I really think they shut my urethra down. Anyway, y'all have a great day and God bless. And I'll be coming up with some more information tomorrow. And anyway, that's all I got to say. But I do hope y'all have a good day. And remember the verse, iron sharpens iron, one person sharpens another. Let's come together, you guys, real to guys, and sharpen each other. God bless y'all.